Hey, what's going down, everybody? This your boy J Mace, live inside the time machine on WUAG 103.FM, playing the best of new and old school hip hop, R&B, and everything else in between. With me on the phone right now, I have Kevin Thornton, member of the early '90s R&B group Color Me Bad. Kevin, welcome to the time machine.
What's happening?
How you doing, man?
Doing all right. I'm blessed.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now let's go ahead and get this started. Now, when did you get your start singing before Color Me Bad?
I started out well, I sang a little bit in church, and then I really started taking it seriously around the 8th grade in junior high school. That's where I actually met Brian, the lead singer of our group. We've known each other since junior high.
Okay, now what were some of your favorite songs to sing coming up?
Coming up, I used to like Michael Jackson, and used to, I don't know, I liked Kool and the Gang. I mean, just everything that was on the radio at the time, R&B. I loved New Edition. I mean, they were a great inspiration for us.
Right. It seems like pretty much every group from that time period pretty much took cues after New Edition.
Yeah.
Right. Now, tell me, how did Color Me Bad come about?
Well, we were best friends. Actually, like I said, Brian and I had known each other since junior high school. And the other two guys, Mark and Sam, had known each other since grade school. Brian and I had always wanted to sing together. And then in high school, the four of us just hooked up, and we decided to do a talent show at school. And we did this a cappella in the midst of, everybody doing all these synthesizers in the Michael Jackson and Prince era. So the four-part harmony without any music was new to everybody, and the girls just went crazy. And so that was just the beginning for it, We just knew once we got that response, that's exactly what we wanted to do. We just kept going at it.
Mm-hmm. And I had read on some website that you guys sang a cappella for John Bon Jovi.
Yes, I was actually working. Well, actually, Brian and I were working at a movie theater. And John Bon Jovi came in. Brian was off at the time, and I was tearing tickets. And I noticed this guy that looked like John Bon Jovi, and I was like, no way. And so I turned around, and I saw the jacket that said Bon Jovi Tour, and I called the rest of the guys to come up. They came up. I faked like I was sick so I could get off of work. Ended up sitting through two movies, the same movies that they were, and then we just got them, by themselves afterwards and asked could we sing a cappella for them, and they allowed us to, and then offered us a spot on their show, right before they came on for about, I think, 15,000 people or so.
So what was that experience like for you guys opening up for John Bon Jovi? Bon Jovi, biggest group in the world, and you guys haven't even made your market.
Yeah, it was. Needless to say, we were very popular after we went back to school. Everybody was really trying to ask us a lot of questions about the group and everything, and we were excited. That was a big motivational boost for us. Definitely.
So basically, popularity skyrocketed after that around the hallways and the cafeteria.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I said basically pretty much popularity skyrocketed from the hallway and the cafeteria after that.
Yeah, even more so. We were kind of popular at the time just from the singing. A lot of people knew who we were, and we would serenade a lot of girls, and people would come up to us and ask us to, sing for their girlfriends or whatever. But even in school, we couldn't sing anywhere, practice anywhere without drawing a crowd. As a matter of fact, one time we were thinking we were going to get some privacy, and decided we were going to practice in the men's bathroom because the acoustics was really good. Man, girls started coming into the men's room. They told us we couldn't sing in the hallways anymore.
Because you was attracting a big crowd.
Yeah, because we were attracting a huge crowd, right?
Right, and definitely ladies were flocking, and you know what that means.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, now tell me about the big break that came when Kool and the Gang came to town.
Well, Kool and the Gang came to town. I had just graduated. I think it was guys last year of school, and No, I think it might have been my graduating year in 1987. And Kool and Gang had come in for a concert, and they were doing some sort of benefit for people with perfect attendance. And I was actually at church at this particular time at a church service. The rest of the guys snuck into the function, you know, sung their way through, ended up meeting Kool and the Gang, and the road manager called me up, told me to come to whatever hotel it was, and we ended up singing for the road manager. And what happened was we kept in contact with him for a few years, probably about a year and a half or so, and he and his business partner eventually in 1989 flew us from Oklahoma to New York to pursue a record contract.
Okay, now who were some of the other labels that were recording you guys besides Giant?
They were recording us?
Yeah, that were courting you guys, trying to offer you guys a deal.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard. I can't say really that anybody was actually courting us. It was more of us trying to pursue the deal, you know, basically, because we shopped to everybody, and I mean, some of them just flat out said no. We kind of got a backlash from the new kids on the block. People had kind of gotten, I mean, I hate to say it, but had gotten kind of tired of them. And once they saw the picture, they loved us when they heard the music, but then when they saw the picture and saw, you know, three white guys and me, then they kind of turned their nose towards us and said, we don't need another new kids on the block. Or they would say yes, 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 and then get ready to sign, and all of a sudden, I remember we had gone to a record company, everything was a go. We had gone up to go sign, and the people never came out. They sent somebody else and said no.
Wow.
They decided to go against it. So once Giant finally came through for us, I mean, that was a huge, I mean, that was exciting for us. I mean, extremely exciting for us.
Right. Now, how did you guys land on the New Jack City soundtrack?
Well, Giant Records was the ones who actually hosted that soundtrack, and they were actually looking for, it was a new label, they were actually looking for new artists as well as established artists for this particular soundtrack. So I guess we kind of fit the bill for it. Not a lot of people know, but we were initially supposed to do the song that Christopher Williams did.
I'm Dreaming?
Dreaming, yeah. That's the one, because we had done some writing prior to that. We had done some demos and stuff in Oklahoma. So we went back to Oklahoma to go do some writing with a gentleman by the name of Hamza Lee. While we were out there, Giant sent a guy by the name of Dr. Freeze, and I can't think of the other guy who did the Dreamin' song, but those two came out. We heard the song Dreamin', but then one of the Giant representatives said, Freeze, throw in that other joint that you let me hear, and it was Sex You Up. We heard it, fell in love with it, but the thing of it was it didn't have any words to it other than the chorus. So that's why you ended up with two different versions, because we literally went into the studio. Freeze came in a lot later while we were recording, and we had written a brand new version. So that's why you have one version on our album and one on the New Jack City soundtrack. We wrote the one that was actually, I think, featured on the New Jack City soundtrack.
Wow, and I believe the other guy you were referring to besides Dr. Freeze was Stanley Brown, right?
Stanley Brown, that's right. That is correct.
Okay, now the song. Now talk about the whirlwind that came with that song.